Yo, what is up, guys? James Carter TV, and wow, I was not expecting to make a video on this game because I thought it was going to be a blowout in the same direction everyone thought it would be, but we were all wrong because instead of the Broncos being the Chargers beat the Broncos, and that's something I wasn't expecting. James Carter TV, if you're new to my channel, click right there to subscribe for more. Now let's get into it, shall we? And if you want to check out my NFL Week 15 predictions and paste, click right there for that. So let's get into it. And we're going to get into it quickly because this is Thursday night. You know, we don't want to waste our time now, do we? Now, Denver comes out to a very Denver lead, 10-3 after their first quarter, and we're like, okay, this is Denver. And I'm surprised, you know, they didn't start off behind because they love to do that. They love to come from behind a lot. But in this game, they're ahead to start off. So I'm like, okay, this is a blowout. The way I thought it would be, this is what's going to happen. But then, the Chargers got some momentum. They got some hits on the quarterback. They got some sacks on Peyton Manning, a couple. And once they got that going, once they hit Peyton Manning, that is what opened this game up for them. They got off the field on third down. They let the Broncos go all the way down to, let's say, midfield. Then their defense would turn it on and they would stop the Broncos. They would force the Broncos to punt. It was stuff like this, very important stuff like this, the small things that allowed the Chargers to get back into it. Keenan Allen, wow, what a great game for him. I think this game to me sealed it for me. This, my friends, is the offensive rookie of the year. He is now, to me, beating out Eddie Lacy, who has played well, yeah. But I think Keenan Allen is playing better, and not just because he's on my fantasy team, but because, honestly, wow, this guy's making some big plays. He's the Chargers' #1 wide receiver. After this game, I think he's either going to have 1,000 yards receiving, or he's going to be pretty damn close to it. You got to give it to him. And 5, 6, 7 touchdowns. I think 7 touchdowns now he's going to have on the season. That's an offensive rookie of the year to me. Someone that not everyone was expecting him to be coming out of Cal, but that's what he is. And, you know, props to the Chargers for getting him in the 3rd round. Manti Taylor hasn't been great for them, but DJ Fluker has been. So good draft class for them. But let's go to Peyton Manning, because we want to go right to the 4th quarter, okay, blah, blah, blah. 4th quarter, the Chargers are up 24-17. But again, the Peyton Manning is going to have one more chance. The Broncos are going to have one more chance to drive down the field, tie the game up. Well, guess what? The Chargers get some pressure on Peyton Manning. They hit Peyton Manning. The pass comes out funky. Pass intercepted. Game was over to me, right? After that moment, the game was over to me, barring a Phillip Rivers, last-minute interception, which he really doesn't do that. I mean, that's more Eli Manning territory, Tony Romo territory, and Eli Manning, not really himself either. That's basically Tony Romo territory. That's all of him. Phillip Rivers isn't really known for that. Phillip Rivers is just known for napping during the entire game, not the 4th quarter. 4th quarter, he plays well. Played well in this one. So as soon as that interception came, it was over to me. The Chargers figured out the blueprint to beat the Denver Broncos, and this, my friends, was in Denver. Huge. Because usually I can let it go. If a team loses on the road, I can let it go. Let's say the Seahawks lost on the road this week. I can let it go. The Saints lost on the road 2 weeks ago. I can let it go. The Panthers lost on the road this past week. I can let it go. But when you lose on your home turf, that is when I cannot let it go, because the Broncos, hello, these guys are going to have home field advantage throughout the playoffs. So this is going to give playoff teams confidence to say, hey, we can go to Denver. We can beat Denver in Denver. Teams can now say that because they're going to say, hey, the San Diego Chargers did it. Why can't we do it? That's what they're going to say. Easily now, I can see the Chiefs doing this. I can see the Ravens doing this. If the Chargers get back into the playoffs somehow, they could do this. After the Broncos come off their first round bye, very similar to last season. They come off their first round bye, they come out rusty like they were today, and they lose. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen. They're still my pick to go to the Super Bowl as of this moment. But as of this moment as well, I'm starting to get some concerns because they did not show up today. You can say, hey, okay, maybe because Peyton Manning didn't have a full week of preparation, but I hate that argument because guess what? He didn't have a full week of preparation. The Chargers didn't have a full week of preparation. Philip Rivers didn't have a full week of preparation. Mike McCoy didn't have a full week of preparation. Ryan Matthews, who had a very good game, 128 yards with 29 carries, a touchdown, he didn't have a full week of preparation, and yet they played well. So I don't want to hear it. Everyone dealt with the lack of practice. Everyone dealt with the lack of preparation, and yet they played well. So I don't want to hear that excuse. You gotta show up. Every game, you gotta show up. Because guess what? I don't think New England's gonna take their home field advantage away from the Broncos, but they easily could, and you have to keep your eye on that. And I'll leave you guys with that. So anyway, guys, comment down below your thoughts on this game. I mean, does this worry you more about the Broncos? Another 13-3 season, which isn't bad. But people are talking about this team being undefeated. They come out and they stink. They suck like what we just saw. Very eye-opening to me. Hey, Peyton Manning, stop throwing to Andre Caldwell. And another huge thing. Maybe you blame a lot of this loss on Wes Welker. He was out for this game. Peyton Manning threw to Andre Caldwell a lot. Maybe that shows about Peyton Manning's trust for Demaryius Thomas. I haven't seen Demaryius Thomas being used a lot lately. I've been seeing Eric Decker, yeah. I haven't been seeing Demaryius Thomas, Julius Thomas a little bit. So I don't know. Without Wes Welker, is that the screw that keeps the Broncos offense together? I don't know. That's what we saw today. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna leave you guys with that. James Carter TV. I'll check y'all out next time. What am I saying? James Carter TV. Check me out next time. I'm out. Peace.